Hello everyone, this is Big Sam, and today I'm back with another Warframe video, and he is finally here. Nokko, the Shroom of Doom. For me, I personally think he's a little too simple for me, but for a character who's like super playful and um, for the cheeked up mushrooms and all that, it's actually good. Um, yes, I'd rather they made like they did something like better with his like abilities working together or something, but overall he's decent, you know. um he's not like he's not a one button nuke, and he's not too complicated, and well, he's not complicated at all actually. But without further ado, we'll start with his abilities. First, I'm gonna go with his abilities, then his passive. So, his first ability is called Sting Brain, and what it does is you throw a mushroom that once you throw it, it sticks to the ground and it pulses once, doing viral procs and viral damage and putting the enemies to sleep. And after that, every 3 seconds, it pulses again. And if you jump on it, it will basically act like a little trampoline that whenever you jump on it, makes you bounce super high. And it's pretty fun to, do like a fully like air Nokko shit stuff. And it's really fun. And it also, like, this bouncing effects also happens with his second ability, which is another mushroom that you throw. But this one, whenever it pulses, it doesn't do damage. Instead, it gives you and your allies some energy. And an ability strength buff. That's not really like super long, the duration of it, but it's still as long as you're inside the range of his bright bonnet, you are constantly refreshing this buff. So maybe like throw one, go out a little bit, a couple seconds, then come back in to keep the buff going. And between these two abilities, you can see the base range on his Stink Brain is 5 meters, but the base range on his bright bonnet is 15, so it's pretty easy to just be always in the range of your bright bonnet. And those are basically your bread and butter. You're gonna spam them a lot in game. Now to his third ability, which I'm not a super big fan of, because like you could have replaced it with something else, like another mushroom that does something or something like that, but I'm gonna say it. His little mushroom form is super cute, super funny to play as, but still, it's like with his passive, you're gonna see that his passive makes it super useless. Like, yes, there are some niches here and there, but again, not really that useful, and I'll show you why. So his fourth ability is basically he throws a ball that bounces 10 times off either enemies or mushrooms or walls. Bounces off of everything, basically. And whenever it bounces, it does that little explosion that deals pure toxin damage. And the more it bounces, like, it starts at 100% crit chance, so it always crits. And every bounce after that gives you 25% extra. So you're gonna see it do yellow, orange, and then red crits. And to me, it's super fun. I enjoy just like grouping enemies, and I'll show you how I do that without subsuming his third. and I'll tell you what things you can subsume in his third. So basically, I enjoy just like grouping enemies, then watch them all just blow up because I just threw a ball at them. That's really fun. So now the reason why his reroute is useless, in my opinion, is that the passive has Nokko. Whenever he dies, he turns into his mushroom form, and he is untargetable, just the same as his 3, but instead of healing over time, if you can run to one of your other mushrooms, you can revive yourself and get some time, like some invulnerability time, which makes it like pretty easy to ignore his third ability, because this one will heal you kind of like a little amount per second, but then there are those balls that you, whenever you get to, like, you jump and collect and stuff like that, you are untargetable, but you kind of have to collect balls that are floating somewhere, and you're not actively doing any damage or anything. You're just running around as a cute little plushie thing. It's not super, like, it's not super useful, aside from it just being super funny. But yeah, that's the main reason why I left it here. Like, genuinely, I just like how it looks. Anyways, so that's why his passive invalidates his third ability, or not invalidates it, makes it useless. So now with Nokko's build, basically, we're gonna go full strength on him to deal as much damage as possible and buff ourselves and our teammates with a ton of additional strength and prime enemies with viral all the time while we pop toxin to defeat everything in our way. And the toxin is going to be supported by corrosive damage as well, because we're going to be using Archon continuity. And so aside from that, it's really going to be like super generic, like damage frame build. So it's going to be growing power for strength, augur secrets, strength, Lion's Rage and Transient Fortitude, and Umbral Intensify, even more strength. That will set us at 332% ability strength. And then we're going to be using Prime Flow to keep ourselves off of just like that awkward state where we just like cast our 4 once and then we're out of energy, because his energy pool is super low, in my opinion at least. And with that, we're going to be using Stretch and Augur Reach for range. And for me, I also decided to go with Molt Augmented for even more damage. And it's super fun. It's just super fun, you know? And it gets up to millions of damage on his 4. And yeah, I like seeing big grid numbers. They make my brain go awooga, you know? So I put Arcane Aegis here, but I don't really know what to use here. In my opinion, a really good option, and actually, yeah, let me just change that, is Arcane Steadfast, because we're going to be spending too much energy by basically spamming our 1 and 2, because 1, we want to maintain our strength buff and energy, 2, we want to maintain the viral proccing, and 3, we want to have as much mushrooms around for us to revive if we fall. So Arcane Steadfast is really nice. There is a 20% chance whenever you cast an ability to have the next cost no energy, and I really like that. It feels like I'm not even using any energy most of the time. So yeah, I'll actually stick to it. Better than Arcane Aegis. And with him, there's that little thing where I don't know how much critical damage his ultimate does. I don't know how much or what affects its critical damage. So for me to like have a little bit of extra critical damage, not knowing if it will actually like increase its damage or not, because I haven't really came across any sources that are telling, hey, it has like 2x crit damage or whatever. So for that to bolster our crit damage a little bit, and again, I don't know if it affects it or not, I'm gonna be using my ferropredicite here. It has 54% crit chance on his claws, which when accompanied by Tenacious Bond gives us 1.2 extra crit damage multiplier. Again, I don't know how it affects the ability, but I just have it because my primary has crit on it. So how you play Nokko is just you throw a couple of shrooms, then you throw your 4. That's like how it goes normally without using the Sciated. And so if we just do that, switch to the Sciated, kill all, here we go, cast a Shroom, gather them up, and you see how much faster it is to just like bounce off and kill everything in less than 1 second. Here, it's because it prioritizes Eximus. It will most of the time bounce to any nearby Eximus enemies. So keep that in mind for when I cast it. It will always bounce back and forth towards that Eximus until they're dead, and then it will start bouncing between other enemies. So if there's an Eximus, what you're gonna do is that let's kill the enemies, and what you're gonna do is collect them all or gather them all where the Eximus is, so it bounces so fast and they're all are damaged by the AoE explosion by it. And so this was Nokko, our 62nd or 63rd, I believe it's 63rd Shroom frame, and I want to thank you for sticking around for this long. I want to thank you for all your support, everybody who watches, everybody who subbed, everybody who likes or comments on my videos. And if you like my content and want me to keep going, make sure to drop a sub, comment what you want me to do, if you want me to try other games, because I play a lot of other games, Path of Exile, Battlefield, all that. And thank you very much for your support, and thank you for watching. Until next time, have good luck, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, also, there's gonna be a Mirage video that I'm working on, also a Volt video that I'm working on, and I'll try to drop those two as soon as possible as well, so be on the lookout for that. See you next time.